Weiss, you bought more Meta. As I said, Meta's down 17% from its record high. Don't know if the bottom in Meta is in or not. It is up almost 3% today. Why now? Even for somebody who's grown more cautious, who has more cash than they've had for the recent period of time we're talking about, why deploy some of it at Meta now?
Well, look, Meta, and I said this when the stock was trading at the highs, was overvalued. And I knew it would correct because it just couldn't maintain that valuation. That was euphoria on Trump's win, which was obviously misplaced. So I was willing to suffer for it coming down, and I had trimmed. I had a supersized position, and I had trimmed a little bit. Now at this point, when you're selling at a slight discount to the market, despite having, I would say, not complete protection against the craziness and the chaos in D.C., but pretty good protection, except for, the supply chain for the data centers, which they're largely having others built, and which is a small number relative to the overall revenue. So I think that's the time to step up when the multiple comes down. No, look, could it go lower? Absolutely could it go lower. It could go lower, but to your point, you can't market time. It's impossible. So when I bought the stock, when I added to it yesterday, it was my final trade yesterday, and I added to a couple others. I don't know if you want to talk about
them. Well, you bought more Taiwan Semi and Netflix.
Right. So, and the reason is those are companies where I'm very confident in the fundamentals, and I believe, whether I'm wrong on the trade, because they're all good-sized positions already, that I'm willing to stick with them, versus going into the stocks that I sold a lot of, which are truly just trades. You don't want to get married to trades and find a different reason to own them. These I own because of the fundamentals. So it'll give me an opportunity to participate in the bounce of the market that I thought would be coming. I do not think it's sustainable, but I've got a lot of cash.
That Meta comment that he made, because you asked me something on the February 27th show. Meta was up 20% for the year. We haven't changed our positioning, not at all. We've owned it since December of 22. It's our largest overweight in the portfolio. You said, would you buy more? I said, no. This stock's way ahead, to Steve's point. We can be patient and still own it. It's re-rated by 20%. Today, if you were to ask me that question, I think you can, in fact, be a buyer of that name.
And if you take a look at Netflix, also, I'm looking at companies that are insulated. Netflix, people have cut the cord. So what will they do before they cut Netflix? They'll cut the services, streaming services you're not happy with. You can also trade down, go to the ad-supported service. With Taiwan Semi, look, I don't think anybody's crazy enough to stop the supply chain for semiconductor chips. And I don't think there'll be heavy tariffs on it, particularly when they talk about investing. But they've got a queue that are people waiting for capacity. We hear NVIDIA talk about that all the time. So to me, this stock is very undervalued here.
19
That's why
times.
I bought more. Yeah. And I don't see, by the way, where NVIDIA is trading at 19 times next year.
Yeah.
It's still significant.
It's
like
24.
25.
But he was talking about 26.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.